Put y'all seatbelts on.
Stranger.
Caller number one.
Miss Keisha, Miss Keisha.
Hi, sisters.
Not on my watch.
Advice that could save your life one day, except the scenarios get increasingly more likely to actually happen. If you're ever outside and you notice that your hair starts to float, you're about to be struck by fucking lightning. So what you gotta do is assume the lightning crouch position. You gotta squat, have your head face down, cover your ears, be on the balls of your toes, and have your heels touching. And prepare yourself because it's gonna hurt like a fucking bitch. If someone has a knife on you, scream, yell, act like a crazy person. But if they have a gun on you, speak slowly, calmly, and try not to startle them. And if they ask for your wallet, just give them your fucking wallet. It's not worth your life. Whenever you're driving and you have to make a turn into oncoming traffic, don't turn your wheels until you're ready to go and actually make the turn. Have them pointed straight, because if somebody comes and hits you from behind, they're gonna knock you into traffic and you're gonna die. This is the Asus VivoBook S533 powered by the Intel Core i5 11th gen processor. What's new about this laptop is that it has Asus Intelligence Performance technology, which means that Asus made this really good computer even better. This technology boosts the CPU performance by 40%. It makes the battery life more efficient, making it last longer. And it has extreme cooling, allowing for better heat dissipation, letting your computer run at its peak performance. I gave this laptop to my little sister for school, and she was blown away by how much faster it was and how much more she got done compared to her school assigned laptop. So if you're looking for a new laptop, be sure to check out the Asus VivoBook S533 on myvivobook.com. I can't believe I have to say this. You can't just run away from lightning. One, you're not faster than light itself. Two, the lightning is attracted to you. Contrary to popular belief, but lightning doesn't start up here in the sky. It starts on the ground. The earth is positively charged, and when lightning is about to strike, all the charges in the clouds separate, and because opposites attract, negative goes to the bottom and positive goes to the top. And this attraction is like super strong, so the currents actually try to like meet each other in the middle, and when they do, that's when lightning strikes. And since you, a person, is negatively charged on the inside but positively charged on the outside, you're also gonna attract that lightning. Even more so since you're closer to it than the ground. And if the lightning strikes the ground, there's something called ground current that can still come around and fucking hit you. So, if you want to quit your job, you have to give your employer a 2-week notice or else you're seen as unprofessional. But if your employer wants to fire you, they don't have to give you any sort of warning or heads up so you can get started on applications. In fact, they can hide their intentions to fire you until the very last moment. Best Buy? Clothes from the women's section literally fall apart in like 6 months, but meanwhile that t-shirt you bought in the men's section like 5 years ago looks brand new. And don't even get me fucking started on the gendered pocket situation. Because of COVID, we're all in like these really restrictive lockdowns, okay? But the politicians who are making these lockdowns and telling us to stay home keep getting caught traveling and going on vacation. How Donald Trump's term started versus how it's ending. How the Capitol looked during last year's Black Lives Matter protests versus how it looked today after Trump supporting terrorists decided to storm the Capitol because they lost an election. Can you spot the difference here? Do you notice anything? Maybe a reason why police reacted one way towards a person and not another? And I'll give you a hint. It's not that this person's wearing a mask and this vile person isn't. Or any of them. Or any of these assholes down here. Oh, wait, I'm getting word that we're getting live footage from the Capitol floor right now. It's racism. Advice that could potentially save your life one day, except the scenarios become increasingly more likely to actually happen. If you ever find yourself being chased by a swarm of bees, try to remember that we don't live in a cartoon, so don't just like jump in the nearest body of water because, well, for a lot of reasons, but mainly the bees are gonna wait for you to get out to sting you. So your best bet is to try and outrun them. After like a mile or so, they're gonna lose interest. If you or someone you know has been stabbed, don't fucking take out the object that has impaled you because that is literally the only thing stopping you from bleeding out. Apply pressure to the area and call an ambulance, but don't fucking take it out. You recently let a stranger into your house, do yourself a favor and check to make sure that all your windows are still locked. Because you never know if somebody's trying to make it easier for them to break in later. Cancer sucks. And curing cancer is a team sport, which is why I've decided to work with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to raise money in their research and fight against cancer. We're actually building a team in training that you can join. TNT actually goes to a ton of events that you can actually train for by running, walking, swimming, hiking, or what I'm doing, biking. So if you want to help fight cancer, you can join me in training or by donating by clicking the sticker or the link in my bio. The reason that Egyptian mummies are so rare nowadays is because when they were first discovered, the Europeans ate them. They ate the mummies! Even 60 years after his death, George Washington was such a popular American president that when slaves were free to give it the option to choose their last name, a lot of them chose Washington over Lincoln, to the point that 90% of Washingtons today are black. The only reason the vibrator was ever invented was because doctors got tired of having to hand masturbate women to relax them for their hysteria. These fun facts are not fun at all. There are more slaves today than at any other point in history, and in fact, it's a $150 billion industry. In World War I, thousands of dogs were taken from their families for the war effort, but when the war was over, they were all just shot because it was cheaper than trying to find their homes. There's a plant in Australia called the gimpy gimpy that makes you want to kill yourself. When horses brush up against this bush, they literally throw themselves from a cliff because they would rather die than feel the pain. Netflix turned me into a cartoon. Have you ever wondered why you look so much better in a mirror than in a photo? It's because you're ugly. Well, that and like something called camera focal length. And most cameras have a low focal length so they can capture a large area, but it like distorts your face. This is why we had that one TikTok trend where if you move your face away from the camera, you start to look like a different person. The reflection you see in the mirror every day is what you perceive as the original. So when a camera flips the image, you feel like you look weird. That in a mirror is 3D, it's a live view, while a photo is 2D and it's still. So if you're posing or smiling weird, you look a little bit more awkward. But it might make you feel better to know that the way you look in a mirror is the closest to how people see you in real life. So, yay? I have a splinter, but no tweezers to get it out. What am I gonna do? Wait a minute, I have 3/4 that I could use. I can't fit my Snoop Dogg wine into my Ziploc bag. At least I have this inside-out Ziploc bag. Now I can fit twice as many things. How on earth am I supposed to keep my zesty curly fries fresh without a proper bag clip? There's just no possible way.